And you mentioned the temperature of the oven.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask, how do you know that? Because, like, for example, our oven here is not showing any degrees.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually, my camera can actually zoom in into this part.
Yeah.
Now, so I've set the temperature to maximum. Yeah, this is maximum.
Yeah.
How you know, usually this light, when the light is on, that means the temperature is not yet to the temperature you wanted. You know, like the iron. And then if I reduce, so when it goes off, that means it has reached the temperature, which in this case it's 180. So I want it to be 250 because I want the chicken to brown. So when the light goes off, that's when the temperature has been attained. And then in this case, you also want to use the top and bottom heat. Whenever you're roasting, you're using top and bottom.
So the temperature for the potatoes will not be affected by the high heat or the temperature of the chicken when you're cooking.
So the good thing about the double cooking, when the potatoes are done, you can always remove them.
Okay.
If the chicken would not have been done. And the good thing about high heat, what will happen is they will start browning.
Yeah.
You brown the chicken, and then now if it's nicely brown and the chicken is not fully cooked on the inside, you can always reduce the heat so that now the chicken cooks. Now this will take about 45 minutes. So I'll put this in the oven. Again, I've put this rosemary on the inside just for flavor to infuse the flavor as it cooks. Though I have another chicken that I had cooked earlier, so we'll not wait for 45 minutes for this to be ready. We will we'll use the other chicken that we had cooked earlier that is almost done. And in the meantime, I'll also show you something else to cook. So maybe we go to a break. Before we go to a break, let me just put this. Let me clean my hands and actually, yes, yeah. Watch.
Meanwhile, maybe you can advise on maybe if you cannot tell the temperature of your cooker, what else can you do about just to get to know the temperatures that you're cooking with, and are these considerations when you're buying a cooker or an oven?
So when it comes to buying, which is a question that I get asked a lot, which cooker do I buy? What is most important? First of all, there's nothing wrong with an electric cooker. An electric cooker is perfect because it gives you even heat, top and bottom, as opposed to a gas cooker. Sometimes you don't know how to set the temperature. So an electric cooker has a thermometer, so when you set it on that mark, you'll get the right temperature. Myself, I would prefer an oven that has a fan.
Okay.
Because when you have a fan in the oven, it circulates the heat. Now, for what you are cooking, no big deal, because the oven that I have doesn't have a fan, but no big deal because the chicken will still cook evenly from top and bottom because I'm putting it on the wire rack. But if you're baking, for example, you can't bake in one level and then bake on another level without an oven without a fan, because the heat will not be circulating. So and you need to buy an oven based on what your needs are.
Last question, just for the wellness part. There's the ongoing trend right now is everyone is buying an air fryer because they feel it's healthier to cook with an air fryer as opposed to a regular oven. What are your thoughts on that? I actually have an air fryer at home, and an air fryer, I think it's perfect because it's a small oven. An air fryer is actually like an oven. It has top heat, and then it has a fan that blows air and circulates the air. And since it's a small chamber, the chicken will cook faster, and it will take less time to preheat that small chamber than when you're cooking with a big oven. So an oven would be perfect when you're cooking, let's say, like 4 large meals. But if you're just cooking one chicken for your family, an air fryer would be perfect. If you don't have one, if you only have the oven, then go ahead and use the oven. So the healthy parts? The healthiness comes in terms of, first of all, the cooking method.
is dry heat. As opposed to deep frying, this is just dry heat. You use less oil when you're cooking with it. Yeah, so it's...
But you could still use your regular oven.
Yes.
If you do not have an air fryer.
Yeah, an air fryer is just an addition. If you ask me, it's when you have a small amount of food to cook, you spend less energy with it.
Yeah.
As opposed to preheating a larger oven.
Got it.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
So right now we're going to do some side dishes. So as this is cooking, I'm going to show you how to make some plantains. You can actually use plantains instead of potatoes.
Okay.
The same thing we have done with the potatoes, we can do it with sweet potatoes. Is it some? Does that make sense? Yeah.
Very.
Cut them into and then put them in the oven.
Yeah.
So as we clear, maybe you can help me with the chopping board. And as we transition now, we're going to transition to show you how to make simple side dish. So while the chicken is cooking and the potatoes are also cooking, I'm going to show you a quick meal, which is some plantains. Also, a little bit later, I'll show you how to make that delicious dessert. Yeah, just wait for me. And then she will be back with us when the meal is ready together with Dr. Dramini so that we taste. But now, plantain. Now, here I have some yellow ones. So these ones, when you're doing plantain, don't cook these ones yet. They look nice and yellow like regular bananas, but I'll be honest, this is not yet ready for cooking. So maybe you can have a rest and then just clear for me this, and then we'll be back for the other part.
Right.
Okay, so when the plantains are this color, even darker, even when you're buying, this is what you want to cook. So I'll just show you with one. And I've done a previous video on my YouTube channel so that you can actually watch my YouTube channel and see the other recipes that I've done, especially with plantain. And the way I'm going to do it right now is something similar and simple. So peeling it is simple. It's just like the regular banana. By the way, when you're using organic ones, if you can get organic vegetables, it actually makes it much easier and delicious, and most importantly, nutritious. Yeah, so this is ready. All I need to do with this is to cut it at an angle. Now, the reason why you do that, and again, I went for the plantain because it's something that I've noticed that there's a lot of plantains nowadays in supermarkets. And we tend to skip it because it's not usually something that we are used to cooking, but it's as simple as cut it at an angle and try and make them the same thickness so that they cook evenly. And the reason why we cut them at an angle, because this is longer, it will give an aspect of looking nice, bigger than when you're cutting it straight like this. This is a smaller circle, so this doesn't look so nice even on the plate. So plantains are really simple. What I love about them, it's like a snack, but it also can be the starch for the meal that you're making. Assuming that's all you're having, it can be for breakfast, again, as an accompaniment to your dish. So what you're going to do is, in fact, with a plantain, it's already tasty. You don't even need to season it. And if you're going to season it, we are going to season it after cooking. So when it comes to cooking, I'll just grab my pan, and then we'll come to the fire so that you see how it cooks. Come. Okay, I'll use this. So sometimes things don't go as well as you want them to. So, good. So this one has light, so I can move this, you can see. So we're going to wait for that pan to be hot. Now I'm going to add a little bit of cooking oil. I'm actually using a ginger oil. This is a flavored oil. You can use, I also have an olive oil here. Olive oil is optional. Now, when you're using any oil, when it comes to cooking oil, it depends on the flavor you want. So in this case, if you want an olive oil flavor, you go for olive oil. If you want this one is ginger oil or even garlic oil, use that. If you want a flavorless oil, you can also do that. So, small amount. We're just going to pan fry this. So you want the oil to be hot before you place the plantains, because you want to just brown them. The other thing you can do, you can actually even cook them in an air fryer. You can cook them in the oven. And sometimes you can even deep fry the plantain. It's up to you. So again, this is a very simple way of doing it. You want the heat to be high so that when you place the plantain, it will start browning. I can smell the soup. Soup is going on really well. Let me show you how it looks. So you want it to be simmering. So this is simmering. A gentle bubble. And all you need to do here is to wait for the soup to be, the carrots to be soft. That's when you know that the soup is ready for blending. In the meantime, for the plantain, again, really simple. Maybe I can check. Do we have any questions that you can share? Any comments, if you have any, so that I can read as we continue cooking. So what I love about plantain is, like I said, they are very simple to make. They are flavorful. In the meantime, I can see the potatoes are already starting to brown. Actually, let me check on the comments. Or any question that may be available on the live. And John, I've seen all comments. Okay, good. Tess, you've asked a good question. Please tell us something about simple salad during the festive season. I'll actually touch on that. Good. Before we do that, let me just flip the plantain. I just want them to be golden brown on both sides. So when it comes to salads, what you need to consider is what do you want in your ingredients. Salads are really simple to do. What matters is the combination, like I said, of the ingredients you use. Now it can be a lettuce-based salad, whereby you'll have your lettuce as the main ingredient, and then you add in the other ingredients like cucumber, cherry tomatoes or regular tomatoes, or onion. The other thing you can add is The other thing you can add is, let me just flip this. The other thing you can add to your salad is different colored vegetables. That's the main important thing. You can also add some fruit, some strawberries, some mangoes. It depends on what you have available. And then to that salad, you'll make a dressing. Now the dressing part is now the most important thing if you ask me. Like I was saying, you choose the type of oil that you use. Now, like if you're using olive oil has its own natural aroma and taste. That is what you'll add if that's the flavor that you want, together with some vinegar. So the ratio of vinegar to oil is 1 part vinegar, 3 parts of cooking oil or olive oil, and all you do is just mix that and then together with the salad, and then you have your simple salad. So let me just first of all recap. If you're joining in live right now, welcome. Don't worry, you can watch this video as a recording a little bit later from start to finish. And today's hashtag is Flavor Fiesta, Wellness Showdown, Wellness by AJ, Britam Health, and Chef Raphael live. So once again, if you're watching in live right now, let me know where you're watching me from. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section and I'll get back to you. I hope that has answered your question about the salad. So the plantains are ready. Let me just plate them. I just wanted to show you how simple it is to do it. This is what we want. Something like this. Because the plantain won't take long to cook, because the plantains are cooked, especially like I said, when it's has dark spots. So I'll taste one, and then my guest will be back to confirm if what I'm tasting is exactly what, how the taste is. Let me grab a fork. Awesome. What I love about this, compared to another plantain I've bought some time back, this one is nice and soft. It's actually ripe. The one that I cooked like 2 weeks ago wasn't ripe enough. So when you find one that is not ripe, you'll find it a little bit floury on your mouth. You'll taste a little bit like it has some flour. It's starchy. But when it's ripe, this is perfect. When it comes to spicing it or adding flavor, you literally don't need anything, but I'm going to add the lemon chili spice here. So you do it after cooking, like that, and then that will be ready. So this can be, like I said, the accompaniment to the dish. So I'll put this aside. This is ready. And now I'm actually going to go back to my dessert. So the dessert that I'm going to make is some pineapple dessert. I'm going to serve it with some ice cream. However I'm going to make it, I'm actually going to use some booze. It's optional, but it makes a big difference in terms of flavor. My crew are happy when I said they actually happy and excited because they actually want to taste that sweet pineapple dessert with some booze. But I'll show you how simple it is to do it. So I have my chopping board ready. Let me check on the chicken. Actually, can you see on the inside? So this is what I meant about cooking it together with the potatoes. The potatoes will be on the bottom, so they are cooking nice, and then as the chicken is cooking, the drippings of the juices from the chicken will actually fall onto the potatoes, and it will be flavor explosion as well. So this is going on well. At some point, it's a good idea to stir the potatoes so that they don't stick on the baking tray. And now I'm going to do the pineapple. It's really simple. I have my peeled pineapple. I'm going to clean my knife. So the idea is you do not want to have, I'm cleaning my knife because I don't want to have my pineapple tasting like onion and garlic. Chopping board is cleaned. So cut into half. And then this half, cut it again into half like that. So I'm going to do some, now depending on you can make them into big chunks, but I'm going to do them into like slices or wedges. Like that. So the pineapple is ripe, but not too ripe. So something like that. I'll actually cut the whole of pineapple. Once again, I can see people smiling. Again, if you're joining in live right now, the hashtag we're using is Flavor Fiesta Wellness Showdown. We're talking about the wellness, especially in this festive season. What you're making is simple meals that you can actually do at home. The other hashtag is Chef Raphael Live, Wellness by AJ, and Britam Health. By the way, this thing is made possible by Britam and AJ Wellness. This live cooking class. So I have my pineapples ready, something like that. So if some are a little bit thin, try and make them the same size. So I'm going to pan fry them. And before that, let me check on the progress of the soup. Soup smells really nice. I can smell the cumin. I'm going to taste first because it's always good to taste as it cooks before we start blending. Nice, but I need a little bit of salt. A little bit more salt. Now again, salt is to taste. Having too much salt is not a good thing, especially if you have high blood pressure. So you can always cut down on the salt. What you want is flavor, and you already have it. Smells really nice. So the carrots, let me check on the carrots. Are they soft? You don't need to cook them too long. If they are soft, then they are ready for blending. Mm. 3 more minutes. So now you're going to do the pineapple. Real simple. I want my pan to be hot first. So I'm going to increase the fire. And I'm going to pan fry the pineapple. So a little bit of butter or margarine. Also, we're going to add a little bit of sugar. This is dessert. It's the festive season. In as much as we try to not overindulge, it's always good for dessert to have a treat. So I think even for me, this is one of the best part of this recipe that you're doing, because I love, I have a sweet tooth. So a little bit of margarine or butter, and then pan fry the pineapple. So you want the pan to be hot. As you wait for the pan to be hot, let me check if there's any other comment or question. Yeah, I can see the comments. Somebody is saying about the sound is not too good. Maybe if, tell us there's a lot of echo and mixed sound. The sound, I can see. So sometimes the sound is about because of the connection, but I'll keep going. Guys, check on the sound. If the sound is good, okay. So if the sound is not good, again, you can watch this as a recording. I believe it will be okay when you watch it later, because it may be the connection that you're having. So butter has melted. Come on the inside camera. So what you're going to do first is to pan fry the pineapple. And then I'm going to add sugar. The sugar will be good so that it actually caramelizes. So caramelizing is when it turns brown. And the caramelizing will be enhanced when I add a little bit of the sugar, not too much. So this is like the salt to the dish. What I want is for the pineapple to be golden brown on both sides. When you add sugar, it will actually, the browning will be much faster. We are doing this on high heat. So this live stream is brought to you, once again, it's brought to you by Britam Health. The Britam Wellness Department and the AJ Fitness Center. Check them out on their Facebook page or on their socials to find out more about them. Good. Yes, you want that nice golden brown color. I'm going to add a little bit of the margarine.